What's up, everybody? Blood on the Razor Wire TV live. I don't know how many people are going to come in here today, but I'm going to put this thing together, man, and we're going to talk about some stuff that went on in New York. I'm going to pull this stuff up on my computer. We're going to talk about cops and some of the vicious shit that they do to people and some of the things that probably should happen to people that do shit like this. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how many people are going to be up Saturday morning. People are probably relaxing after this live right here. I'll probably be heading over to the Buffalo Bills area for that big game tomorrow to watch Josh Allen put up some numbers. But we're going to talk about this, man. I don't know how many people are going to get up this early in the morning, but okay, I see some people in here now. Let me get this thing rocking, all right? We'll stay in here for a little bit, man. I don't know how many people have seen that video, man. If you've seen that video, leave a comment. Say yes. If you haven't seen it, say no. That way I can see what's going on and make sure that people are familiar with what I'm talking about, right? This shit was bothering me all night long. Gary Davis in the house. Glad to see you this morning up with us. No. Okay. A lot of people haven't seen this video. You should definitely Google this. This dude gets, molly-whopped. He's from my area. He's from Rochester. I think he was living in Greece, New York, like a little suburb. Really, it's not a suburb anymore. It's off the chain over there, too. But he ends up, he's 43 years old. Let me pull this up, man. 43 years old, Robert Brooks, right? December 10th, he's being transferred from one prison to Marcy Correctional Facility. And when he gets there, the cops are just kind of like, I don't know, Gary, did you send that to me too? Yeah, numerous people sent it to me. But, and thank you. Whenever you guys see something and you send it to me, I do look at it. Real Prison Talk with Tommy. I'm all too familiar with police brutality in New York prison. This brother did over 25 years, man. That's why I grew my locks, just to let the SEALs know I don't go along to get along. Yeah, we're going to talk about, what happened with this dude, man, Robert Brooks. From the Rochester area, man, he's serving 12 years for assault. December 10th, he gets transferred to Marcy Correctional Facility. You can see in the video some of the other cops that actually dropped him off from the other prison are not getting involved in the shenanigans, but they're also not saying, hey, look, man, this shit right here, it's wrong. You guys need to stop, right? Hey, that's enough. The footage, which was released by, New York State, they released this footage. Kathy Hochul, hey, we're against this stuff. Yeah, sure you are. It shows these cops, man, just brutalizing this dude, man. And the most disturbing part for me, man, is when he's got the blood on his face and they kind of pick him up and like he don't weigh nothing, like he's nothing, like he's gone. And they just brutalize this dude, man. Brutalize this dude. He's handcuffed, he's shackled, and you're just putting the beats on him, right? But this has been going on in New York State prison for many, many years. This isn't something that's new, and we're going to talk about this with my brother, too, because we're going to be doing that our first in-person interview to start off the new year will be with him. But we're going to talk about him, talk about that stuff, too, and some of the shit that he's experienced. We can bring Tommy back on. Why did they redact the sound? They're saying that they never turned the sound on, right? Some of the cops didn't turn the sound on, or I think that they might have even turned that video on accident, or they didn't think that it was recording, but actually it was. And now that it was recording, right? Now that it was recording, guess what happens? Now all you motherfuckers are going to jail. These dudes should be buried under the fucking jail, man. I know I'm not supposed to swear when we're doing these videos and all of that, but it doesn't even matter about getting monetized for this video. None of that matters. Diddy says, this is why I hate the police. So salute to K.O. Smitty. K.O. Smitty. O.K.O. Smitty. Yeah, this is definitely foul. This shit's wrong right here, man. You're taking this dude and you're just putting the beats on him, man. They said Brooks died the day after the assault. Preliminary examinations determined the cause of death was asphyxia due to compression of the neck. These dudes, man, I mean, they brutalized this dude. This wasn't like some bad shooting or anything like that. This was just some vicious stuff that they did. Absolutely disgusting, absolutely horrible. I don't know, man. I was thinking about this shit all night. You ever go to sleep at night and you start thinking about some stuff? You start thinking like, damn, man. Like the shit's on your mind. The shit's on your mind. You have to, you can't even sleep, you can't sleep. You can't think straight. I don't know, man. This shit was bothering me, man. I couldn't sleep last night, right? Brooks was serving a 12-year sentence for first-degree assault, according to the Associated Press. He had been transferred to Marcy from nearby Mohawk Correctional Facility on the same day as the incident. His lawyer, the family's got a lawyer. They're going to sue him. They're going to sue the shit out of these people, right? And these other cops, these New York City cops are these New York State correctional officers, right? I don't know why the fuck we even call it corrections. Let me look and see. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at search George Floyd. Watch the video speaks for itself about the police. Come on, hit that like. Yeah, hit that like button real quick, man. We only got 27 likes. Someone's urging everybody to hit that like. Yeah, I mean, when you watch this video, it's absolutely disturbing. I have a cousin that was a cop. Her husband's a cop. Even she wrote me and said, hey, did you see that video? It's absolutely outrageous. I mean, they're kicking this dude in the chest. They're doing all kinds of shit. I'm reading some of the article, right? So as we talk about it, so I apologize. But, the guy, the number one guy, like you see the guy in the glasses in the video, he's a real punk, right? He's the real punk. He's punching the dude, man. Dude's handcuffed. He's working him. He's punching him. Someone should probably handcuff him and punch him. What do you think? You think someone should punch the shit out of him? I don't know. I mean, probably. This is what the punishment should be, right? Like, I mean, when you're beaten prison, I mean, this shit happens all the time. Make no mistake about it. I mean, this is prison, right? And we're going to talk about the realities of prison because we say it's real and it's raw. The realities of prison is this, that for many, many years, these cops have done vicious shit to people. Not saying that, prisoners don't do vicious shit to cops, because they do. I've seen dudes shit the cops down. I don't know, if I was a cop and you shit me down, I probably wouldn't have a job anymore. I'm just keeping it real, right? But some of the shit, you can't understand this stuff until you're in this situation. Like, I've been stabbed in prison. I've been in some fights in prison where they take you down to, they take you down to medical. They take you down to medical, and you got all these cops around you. And I've had this done in New York State prison. I've been in Attica. I've been in Comstock. I've been in some dangerous places, man. 180 people in the house. Hit the like button. Don't cost you a penny, man. Support us. Support what we're doing on Saturday morning. And when they get you in this environment, right, and I'm sure Tommy could weigh in on this. Ashtun Kumar Singh. Listen, brother, we could talk about that on another episode. We're talking about the police beating prisoners right now, right? I don't hate anybody, brother, just so you know. And I don't think that, people should be racist against anybody. White, black, Hispanic. If we all work together, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in life right now, right? But we don't do that. A whole video of this violation, and we still don't go at the COs. We go at each other. Yeah, we're going to talk about it, man. When they get you in this environment, and you got these dudes circled around you, you're like, wow. It's a feeling, man, that you can't really explain in words. The only way that you know how it feels is if you've ever experienced it. You're in a bad position. You could be the toughest dude in the street. But when you are a gangster in the street, carrying guns, laying people down, you could be a death penalty prisoner. You could be all of that shit. But when these police get you and they got you in an area, or they got you in the lieutenant's office and like, hey, you were talking to my fucking staff. I had cops hit me, man. I had a cop hit me in New York State, man. And I'll never forget this motherfucker, man. Punched me in the back of the head. Handcuffed behind the back, punched me in the back of the head. That was in Elmira. I had another cop when I was handcuffed. I was a kid. And I'll never forget this, man. There was this cop named Wargula. Me and my roommates, because we were in Gowanda when Gowanda first opened, right? There wasn't many prisoners there at the time. They were remodeling it, turning it into all different type of, to accept different type of prisoners. And we're kind of joking, playing, whatever. They take us down in the basement on an elevator for harassing the staff. I'm handcuffed, and I remember the cop punching me in the stomach, man. Knocked the wind out of me, like, boom. I'm like, oh. You couldn't even talk, right? And I was a kid, man. I was 17 years old. Yeah, I was in prison for an assault second. I should have never even went to prison, when I was 16. But these dirty motherfuckers sent me to prison. Well, should there be consequences? Of course. But should I, at 16, 17 years old, went to New York State prison? Probably not. Been to Attica, been to Comstock, been to Wyoming, got stabbed in Wyoming in the face. On this side, I think they stabbed me right here. Got stabbed in the eye over here. My brother got stabbed. I mean, we were in there working. We got this Singh dude in here playing games. If someone wants to block this dude out, man, he's just an idiot. Get him out of here. I don't live in Utica. I live in Rochester. So, these cops, they have a culture in New York State prison where they will beat your ass. They got those sticks. I don't know if you guys ever seen the sticks. They will crack you with these sticks. And, with this dude right here, whatever his situation was, they're transferring him. They're probably, hey, this dude's a piece of shit. You can see the other cops that brought him from Mohawk. They're kind of like, oh, shit. But they're not stepping in. You pussies, you're not stepping in. I'll tell you one of the other big pussies is the nurse. You see the nurse with the hoodie? The dude's probably a veterinarian on a farm over there in that area, and now he's a nurse at the prison. I'm telling you, these are the most nastiest people I've ever been around. 100 times worse than federal prison cops, right? There's some really nasty cops in federal prison too. But these New York State cops, absolutely horrible people, man. Absolutely disgusting, horrible people. Everybody hates you in New York State prison. If you're a prisoner, the cops hate you. The nurses hate you. You've seen that clown. Some of these dudes, man, I know it's wrong to say this and it's not. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but those are the type of dudes like that white dude right there. He's probably deathly afraid of black people, right? Outside the prison environment. The nurse, he'd probably see a black dude. Like if he was walking in Rochester down Lyle Avenue, he'd be like, there's a black dude across the street. Cross the street. This is the type of dude that I'd like to slap him. I'd like to just slap this dude. I know I shouldn't talk like that, and I'm supposed to be positive, but this shit has me so angry inside. Like super angry. Like I couldn't even sleep last night because I watched the video. My brother had sent me the video. He's like, yo, man, check this shit out, homie. Like this shit's wild. So he sends me the video. I watch the video as soon as it comes out, and I'm like angry all day. And I feel hurt inside a little bit because I know that, man, I told you guys this 1,000 times. I don't care what color you are. I don't care about any of that shit, man. And I can't figure out why I keep going to prison. Robin Wycliffe. I'm glad you deleted that, right? I don't keep going to prison, asshole. Been out almost 5 years, right? And I'm not planning on going back anytime soon. Hopefully never. But yeah, this shit had me so angry inside that I couldn't think, man. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think. And I'm like, wow, man. I've seen people beat. I seen this white dude beat when I was at Lexington. Cops are jumping on his head, kicking him. This dude's a 100-pound soaking wet drug addict in prison. I had talked to the kid, done favors for him, man, gave him food, tried to help the kid out. He was just a drug addict. Running from the cops, they chased him up to the 3rd floor. They got him in the cell. There's no cameras. They're beating the shit out of him. And this video right here is disturbing to me because you know that this dude's handcuffed. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish? These cops that are working in this prison, you know what you just accomplished? This ain't the old days. This ain't the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s where there's no cameras. You got that body camera on. Someone activated it, stupid. What are you trying to accomplish? I'll tell you what you accomplish. You're not going to be a father no more. You're not going to be a husband no more. Your ass is going to prison. You're probably going to federal prison for violating the dude's civil rights. They'll probably charge you federally. And then where are you going? Your life's going to be miserable. Really, New York State prison, if it was me or you that killed someone, beat someone, right? A whole bunch of us on Blood on the Razor Wire TV, we go and put the beats to some dude and we put his lights out. It's 25 to life. We're going to trial and we're getting 25 to life. These dudes should not get a cop out. Every single one of these punks, including the nurse who's, sitting back, he's going to prison too. He just ain't going to go for a long time. He's over there laughing and joking, or he's going to cooperate, which I don't even know if they need any cooperation, right? Who are we talking about? We're talking about the man in New York State from Rochester, New York, who ends up getting beat by, and I'm looking at these pictures, man. If you haven't watched this video, go watch the video, man. Like, I think I posted it in the community yesterday. Go look at it. 43-year-old Robert Brooks, that's what we're talking about. The cops go in there and they put the beats on this kid. That's right, man. Let me tell you something. Them cops in New York State prison, they don't care if you're white. They'll beat the shit out of you if you're white. They'll beat the shit. I had the cops take me one time out of the yard, got in a fight in Comstock. I get in a little physical altercation on the basketball court. Yeah, your boy can hoop a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Still can hoop. But anyway, I got a little fight on the basketball court on the back half back there. They take us inside. I get in a fight with a Muslim brother, right? Who was my friend, man. He was my partner. They take me inside. They got me in the lieutenant's office, and they got me on the wall, and they're like, don't look up. Don't look up. They shake me down. They turn me around. What the fuck are you doing on my yard? You fighting on my yard? And they got the sticks. Like, there's 2 cops with the sticks just waiting. They're waiting to do something. So anyway, Matters, this ain't the time, man. You can email me, brother. But I can't talk about that right now. We're talking about something real serious on this topic specifically. They got the sticks on me, looking like they're going to hit me, screaming at me, spitting in my face. I was a young dude. I was a young, wild dude. Didn't really have any respect, but I knew to respect them dudes right there in that moment because I knew what could happen. What happened to Robert Brooks could have happened to me back then. This was probably in 97, 98. When was I in Comstock? I was in Comstock 90. I went to Attica in 96, went to Comstock in 97, got out, went back on a violation, caught a violation, go back for 2 years. I'm in Comstock 98, 99. on a violation, right? A violation that was some bullshit. I got violated for something that really I didn't do. One of the kids from my neighborhood, he ended up with 25 years. He says I pointed a gun at him. Yeah, sure I did. But anyway, it never happened. But they still sent me back on a violation for 2 years. So when they get you in this environment, there's nothing you can do. You know that, hey, man, and you already know in your head, these cops will beat the shit out of you. These cops will kill you. And there's no accountability. Back then, there was no accountability, right? Now they got cameras, right? Do you think the governor really gives a shit? Probably not. She used to be a U.S. attorney, right? Maybe she does. I don't know. Probably not. You know, the no bail in New York, these guys going to get out on no bail. These dudes should be, if they ain't arrested already, they should be arrested. These dudes should be arrested and put in jail. I don't give a shit. Say what you want. These dudes deserve nothing but dirt. They deserve dirt. These cats deserve dirt. These are nasty, nasty people. And the part that bothered me the most, and it kind of stuck in my head, and you know what? I'm probably never gonna forget this image, man. This is an image that'll stick with me, where they pick him up by the neck and he's like, I'm like, wow, man, you can pick up a grown man like that? A grown man? He's probably already gone. They say, oh, he dies the next day. He was already gone, man. You already took this man's life. Somebody's gonna grow up without a father, right? I know he's in jail. He committed a crime, all of that. He wasn't there for his son right now. But you know what? Alex, what the hell? I sucked the salt off of pretzels to relive my old prison days. Holy shit, bro. Wow. Okay. Philly MacGyver, I see you in here. Yeah, New York jails, man. Definitely a cold place to be. Not a place that you want to be. Definitely not a place where you're safe. You're not safe. Who runs them New York jails? When I was there, you know, in 96, 97, 98, 99, the Bloods were running the jails, man. You hear them do the roll call, 5 alive, 6 must die, bang, 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 bang. And those dudes, man, when someone says move, they move, man. Shaka Harding stabbed his girlfriend and assaulted staff. Of course he did. He assaulted staff. All right, so should they kill him? Once he's handcuffed, do you think that's enough? He assaulted staff at Mohawk. Okay, whatever. I mean, and then they transfer him over to Marcy because he assaulted staff. They get him over there, and that's the thing, right? You assault staff. But I wonder if the staff did any bullshit before he decided to assault the staff. Let's talk about that then. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it, Shaka. Let's talk about it. You assault staff. Usually you don't assault staff. How about when the staff took me in the basement, handcuffed me behind my back, and they punched me in the stomach, right? I didn't assault staff, but they assaulted me. It happens all the time in New York, right? Maybe he responded to the staff assaulting him. Maybe he responded to the assault, to the staff slamming him into the wall. But once he's handcuffed and he's shackled and they get him in the infirmary, do they need to beat the shit out of him? Do they need to kill him? Do they need to choke him? Do they need to take a shoe off and start wailing him in the stomach? Why do they take the shoe off? Because it doesn't leave marks? I mean, okay, he assaulted his girlfriend. That's wrong. He got punished for it, right? Not saying he's the best guy. Most of the people that watch this channel, we weren't always the best people, right? You know, but we are better than the worst decision that we made in life. I truly believe that. Hit that like button, man. We need 100 likes before we get out of here today. We're not getting out of here anytime soon. Well, maybe. My kids are up. I hear them running around up there. And we're probably going to do a live. We'll probably do an interview, bring my wife on. I talked about that. But that's some real sucker shit right there, right? Some real tough guy shit. You assaulted staff. Yeah, while your staff punched me in the back of the head. While your staff spit on me. While your staff took my shit. While your staff destroyed my cell. While your staff ripped up my photos of my family and my mother for no reason. Like I said, these people hate you. Everybody in New York State prison hates you. The cops, the nurse, the chaplain hates you. In 90% of the cases. The only chaplain I've seen, I think that was halfway all right, and some people might get mad, was the Muslim chaplains. They actually give a fuck. Some of the Muslim chaplains actually cared about the prisoners, right? But I've seen Christian chaplains, the commissary lady. I think I spoke about this before. This was in New York, where I got an argument with the state shop people, and they wrote on my file. Yeah, it still happens sometimes. You know what? I'm answering your question. And they wrote in my file, real asshole. Everywhere I went, the staff said, oh, this dude's a real asshole. I got nothing coming. They're going to back their people. That's the culture that they live in. Let's hate these people, man. If it wasn't for these people, all you people that live up here in Dansville, New York, and live up here in the outskirts of Syracuse, you own farms, you're working at the prison so that you got medical and a retirement. Yeah. If it wasn't for people going to prison, you wouldn't have that job. You wouldn't have that medical, right? You wouldn't be sucking taxpayers' dollars, right? Do we have to have prisons? Of course we have to have prisons. But there has to be consequences for actions. But do we take people because they assaulted staff, and once they're handcuffed and they're under control, take them to medical and start beating them and choking them and kicking them and punching them until they can't breathe no more? Answer that. I want to know. Answer that. Come on, Shaka, weigh in, big fella. He assaulted staff. Well, do you know how many times staff assault prisoners? Huh? Do you know? In my mind, I always thought about these people, man. Kolpak and Kalicki, the two sergeants that punched me. I never forgot their names. And this is 30, 40 years ago. I never forgot these man. Never. Shaka Harden says it depends. Well, maybe me and you should do a video. Maybe you should email me your phone number and we should debate this. I'll debate you. Why not? Let's debate it. You did Fed time in 08. Okay, let's debate it then, Shaka. You want to come on? You want to do a video? Let's talk about it. Montega, it happened in 2010 in D Block. You know, I mentioned this before, man, my cousin, man. A lot of people know who my cousin is, Yellow Boy YB, Nathaniel Gates out of Dunkirk, Rochester, New York. You know, very influential dude. Did a lot of time in New York. We're going to probably do a live interview with him. We did one before, but we're going to probably do a real live one in studios, right? We're going to start doing the in-studio interviews. We'll talk to him about New York State Prison. He did like 20 years, man. Had a lot of power in there, a lot of power in the streets, but we'll get into that. Anybody from Rochester, man, maybe we can get Brave Dave on here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll bring, come on, dude. Maybe we'll bring Brave Dave and Yellow Boy on at the same time. That'd be nice to do. So anyway, like I said, man, whenever you're involved in this environment, and these cops, it's intimidating, man. And you know, like, yo, there's nothing you can do. Do you know what it feels like to be helpless? Man, why do people come in here and do wild things on here? You're out of here, buddy. Because you're just in here playing games, man. You're in here playing games. When you're in this environment, man, you don't even know what it feels like to know that, look, these people can put your lights out. There's nothing you can do. Do you know what it's like to be handcuffed and beat? Do you know what it's like to be shackled and beat? Tell me. That's what I want to know. Tell me. Best food, Kennedy's Cove, Buffalo, New York area, man. They got the best steaks in the country as far as I'm concerned. Kennedy's Cove, if you're in the Buffalo area, they're not paying me for a shout out, but I'm telling you, Kennedy's Cove has the best food, hands down. No doubt about it. They got the best. They are the best. They got the best. But anyway, good morning, Chad from Brooklyn. Good morning to you, brother. You know, you're helpless, man. There's nothing you can do. And, you know, we can get into, well, you know, these white people up here beating on people and it's intimidating. And, yeah, you know, not on no racial shit, but when you're around a bunch of country hillbilly white dudes, man, that, you know, they're farming and kicking the shit out of you for no reason, yeah. They're real scumbags, man. They're pieces of shit. You're a real piece of shit, man. But you know what? They're going to pay for their sins now. Now, I wonder what they're thinking. What do you guys think they're thinking? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. What are they thinking? They're like, wow, man. They're watching the video like, oh, I'm fucked, ain't I? And they're like, well, Billy, looks like you're going to be heading to the big house, buddy. The only thing is you got to figure out how long they're going to send you down there. Man, Shaka. What'd you go to prison for in 08, Shaka? I want to know. He shouldn't have done that. I'm not saying that that's okay. But, I mean, if we're going to do capital punishment, let's get it started then, right? Take you down to Times Square and let's start, you know, giving you some lashes, brother. Let's start lashing them out. The punishment comes from the court. It don't come from the cops. It don't come from the prison. The punishment comes from the court. So whatever he did to his girl, he shouldn't have done that. 100%, I agree with you. He's guilty. He said he was guilty. He shouldn't have done that. 100% should not have committed violence against his girl. I agree with you, 100%. But it doesn't mean, 5 years later, the police, take you and start beating the shit out of you. And I can guarantee you that he didn't I'm going to guarantee this, right? Because I can. I'm going to say I'm an expert on this issue. Would you recommend a young man start a career as a prison guard from your view? No, probably not. You can do better than that. You can make more money. I tell you, man, figure something out and start your own business. Whether it's cutting trees like Gary Davis, doing legal work, washing cars. I mean, start something, man. So you ain't, under their thumb the rest of your life. But some people still, they can touch anyone with no consequence. There's always consequences, bro. And I'm going to guarantee you this, as a prison expert, all right, as a prison consultant, I can probably guarantee that this dude didn't have mental health issues. And those are usually the only people that swing on the police first, is people that have mental health issues. I can guarantee that, there's always a reaction, right, for an action. I can guarantee. And it's going to come out because these cats are, they're going the truth will come out. I can guarantee that he didn't swing on the cops for no reason. I can almost guarantee that he probably didn't even assault them. I'll bet you it came to something where maybe he got smart, right, with his mouth. They slammed him on the wall, put their arm in the back of his neck. He's like, hey, man, I'll bet you that's what the assault was. I'll bet you that's the original assault. And I'll bet you it comes out that they put some beats to him at Mohawk, and now they got to transfer him because there's a staff assault, right? So they transfer you to another prison for your own safety. This is why they usually transfer. Whenever there's a staff assault in the feds, New York, they usually transfer you out of the prison so that those cops don't retaliate against you. So they take him down the road, not too far from where he was at, and they take him to some cops that kill him. I mean, yeah, you tell me about it. You tell me about it. Shaka, are you a cop, man? Are you a correctional officer? How do you got all the details? They gave him extra attention. And maybe you're pretending to be a guy that was in prison before. Yeah. So Shaka, if you want, let's okay. I seen the video too. I seen the video of them killing him. Let's debate it, man. Are you open to coming on, Shaka? If you're open to coming on, let's do it. I'm heading to Buffalo for the Bills game, right? We'll be down there signing autographs. We got a blood on the razor wire tent down there, so come on down. We'll sign some autograph. Nah, I'm joking. But when I get back, let's come on, man. Let's get on here. Let's debate it. I don't know. We live in a country where, you're not supposed to just kill people. You know what I'm saying? You're a prison guard. You're there to public safety, right? You're there to protect people and keep a safe environment, and you're killing people. What do you think should happen to the guards, Shaka? You think they should go to prison for that? Do you think that that's a justifiable homicide? Is that a justifiable homicide? That's what I want to do. I do. I think all 14 of them are probably something's going to happen. You think they should just be fired for killing somebody? Okay. Shaka, I think you're one of those old country honkies up there in the hills, man. I think you might have been a prison guard. That's what I think. It's not about picking sides, right? It's not about, hey, I'm with the police, or I'm with the inmates, or you got to kill people that get sentenced for beating up their girlfriend 10 years ago and stabbing her. Like, that's wrong. We condone that shit, right? But yeah, he's probably a cop. And he's probably a cop that lives out near where my stepfather lives, and he's probably someone that I actually know. You already picked a side. No, I picked what's right. I picked what's right. And what's right is right, right? And what's wrong is wrong. I'm not a bleeding heart liberal, Shaka, even though you might think so. I'm not. I'm conservative on a lot of issues. But I feel like this. When you're a cop and there's a man that's handcuffed and shackled and you have control of the situation, and according to their policy, you have control of the situation, you don't have to use deadly force, right? You had control of the situation. What are you going to do? What do? You know what you do. You do what policy says you're supposed to do, right? You might even have to 4-point him if he's out of control. I think that he was pretty much under control. Wasn't much more he could do. You put him in a cell. You put him in the shoe. You do what policy says. You don't handcuff him, punch him, choke him, pick him up by his throat, carry him out the prison, into an ambulance. You don't do all that stuff. Shaka, I'm with you. There may be other video, right? Let's see it. Where is it at? It probably doesn't exist, bro. There's probably no other video that exists. And those cops wish that they didn't hit that activation on that one camera, don't they? Because then we would have never seen this shit. I mean, you can't justify it, bro. You have control of the situation. You can't justify this. This burns me up. And if you've been to prison, Shaka, what you say, Derek, no. And if you've been to prison or if you're a prison guard, like I said earlier, right? You should be, these dudes, I would like to slap, I'd like to slap them if I could. I think that they should be slapped. I think that they should be put in an environment. Let's just keep it real, right? Like I talk about this stuff, and it ain't on no racial shit, man. It ain't on no black and white shit. It's on what's real, what's right. You know, you ever been in a situation, man, where people surround you and you're afraid? You know, that's a natural instinct, fight or flight, right? I've been in situations where I've been in a situation where I was afraid, man. I was in Coleman, man. There was a situation where I was nervous, man. All the Mexicans are like, yo, you guys got to do something. You got to do it, Chad. Man, I remember curling my feet up in my boots, sweating, like, oh, man, this shit's dangerous. Walk out on the yard, man, there's 100 Mexicans out there, man, ready for action against the white dudes, right? And the dude that I worked out with every day was a South Sider, man. He had some juice. He had some pull. And he's like, look, bro, we're going to come in there, man, and we're going to start, we're going to start stabbing all the white dudes, bro. He said, I'm not going to stab you, but I can't stop them from stabbing you. And what the white dudes did, it ain't no cop out, oh, we're going to get the white dudes to fix this. No. If it was that situation, then we're going to do what we got to do. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to do what we got to do. But I knew that these dudes were wrong, man. Got drunk and pulverized this Mexican dude for no reason, man. For no reason. I go in there and fix the situation. I punched this dude's lights out. I fixed the situation. I ended up getting shipped over, go to the hole for 4 or 5 months, miserable. But I did what had to be done. It wasn't a cop-out, hey, I better do this to please them. I did it because it was what was right. And I'm telling you right now, I was in many situations where I was scared for my life. Prison is not a game. Tommy did over 25 years. Prison is not a game. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, depends on what the other video says. No, fuck the other video, because I don't think there is one. Even if there is, you have control of the situation. This dude's handcuffed. He's shackled. You got control. He doesn't have control. What justifies taking his shoe off and start beating him in the stomach? What justifies the white dude with the glasses giving the punches, right, to the face and to the ribs? What justifies that after he's cuffed and he's on the bed? I'm going to tell you what. He's going to have to explain that to a jury. You got to explain that. Martin Beck. Okay, we see you, Martin. Martin, get out of your mother's basement, man. You're wearing tidy whities and looking at things you shouldn't be looking at. I seen what inmates and guards do to each other. Okay, Shaka, email me. Do you want to come on and do an interview? Put my email up there, freedomfighterspc@gmail.com. Come on, let's do an interview. Let's talk about it. Show your face, Shaka. Show your face. The name of the video, look, it's all over. It's been on the world news. Just type in footage shows New York officers beating prisoner. That's all. Marcy. Put that in there. Take a look at it. See what happens. I don't mind if he's trolling me. It's something to talk about. We can troll because, hey, some people feel this way. That's all right to feel how you feel. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It is what it is, right? I just think that this is, like I said, this shit bothered me because I know what it feels like to be in that environment. White Bull Terrier, send me an email, I'll send you an audiobook. To be in that environment, to be in that position where you're like, damn, man, I could lose my life. It sucks when people surround you. You know what I mean? People are all around you. And you're like, damn, man, I'm in a bad position. I can't win. These people could kill me. Dave, send me an email, I'll send you a book. Jason Morris, I've been out 2 years and you have helped me the entire time. Thank you, Chad. Do you think prisons care about the white scene of the movie where the black men falsely accuse you? What? White scene of the movie. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm like checking out these messages, but at the end of the day, man, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. Don't matter what color you are, none of that shit. I'm not promoting violence, not saying, hey, you need to take over the prisons, none of that type of shit. But you know what, man, at the end of the day, we're all supposed to be, freedomfighterspc@gmail.com. We're all supposed to just be human beings, man. yet we're destroying each other, right? These dudes destroyed their lives. We're looking out for our brothers at the other prison. We're looking out for our brothers at the other prison, and now we're going to prison for the rest of our lives. Oh, eyeglass guy right here. Let's take a look at old eyeglass right here. Hey, man, get a look at this cat, all right? Let's take a look at him. You see that cat right there? Take a look at them guys, man. Those dudes are going to prison probably for the rest of their lives. Violating civil rights, you're going to federal court, brother. It's a life sentence, my boy. Yep, New York State can't save you no more. I promise you these dudes are probably going to be charged federally as well. And that's where they're going to go to prison. They're going to go to federal prison. So, you know. Derek Chauvin might get out. Yeah, I think it's possible Derek Chauvin may very well get out. I think they're testing, doing some tests, whatever. We can talk about that on another show. But anyway, I'm going to get ready to get myself together, take care of my kids, man. Get ready to head to Buffalo. Go Bills. Look, man, some things are wrong. Some things are wrong. What happened in this case, it's definitely wrong. It's wrong, man. They had the situation under control. This dude's no longer with us. You know, are there consequences for actions? Should he have went to prison for, stabbing his wife? Probably. Stabbing his girl? 100%. There ain't no fucking probably. We're not going to, cut it and chop it up. It is what it is. He got sentenced. He shouldn't have done what he did. Whatever that situation was. You go to prison. There's consequences for actions. I truly believe in that. 100%. I truly believe that there should be consequences for actions, man. I agree with that. But I'm telling you now, the punishment comes from the court, not from the cops. He got punished. He got his punishment. Should he have, should the cops have just went ahead and put him in the shoe? I bet you they're wishing they did. Every one of them cops are shitting their pants today. They're calling lawyers. What are we going to do? Man, I didn't hit him. I was just watching. I'm just the nurse. No, but you're over there smirking and laughing like it was funny, but you're the nurse. But you're supposed to speak up, right? You were complicit in violating this dude's civil rights, man. Makes me so mad, man. Burns me up. But anyway, man, appreciate everybody stopping in. Broski, they're great. Okay. And you guys got lucky that our defense was beat up a little bit too. But anyway, look, man. Support what's right. That's all. Support what's right. I know, hug a thug and you're a prison lover. No, just do the right thing. Call it what it is. Don't do anything. Don't do anything and say, don't just make up anything. Oh, well, he was, he stabbed his girl 12 years ago. No, it's all right. You got the situation under control. I feel bad for this dude, man. I can only imagine what was going through his mind. What was going through his mind when they were beating him? Did he know that he was going to die? Man, it's a crazy situation to be in. But anyway, everybody, man, have a good day. Have a great weekend, man. Tell someone that you love them. Let them know that they're important because tomorrow's not promised, man. Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Until tomorrow, we're out of here.